spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. The human drama of athletic competition. This is ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Brought to you by Lincoln Mercury. Nobody has more kinds of cars for more kinds of people. See them at the sign of the cat. By Goodyear, makers of the custom Steel Guard radial tire. And by State Farm Mutual. Almost anywhere you live, there's a State Farm agent nearby. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Well, good morning, good people. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. What's up, Joe Boo? And, of course, we got the damn Bucky Beaver. Ah, boy. I hope everybody is having a great day because I don't know if you realize this. This is the anti-off season or the – is that the right term for it? Because the off season is over. It's over. It is out of here. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. It is done. The Dallas Cowboys charter gets to Oxnard today. And we're 46 days away from kickoff against the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles, they got the rings the day before yesterday, and they're flaunting it and everything else. They'll get their Super Bowl banner, of course, against us, season opener. And I hope that the Cowboys pay attention and take it inside and say, we want to be party crashers. We want to be party crashers. We have talked about all of the stuff, we've talked about Tyler Guyton and Tyler Smith, of whether or not our tackles are going to be good enough. We've talked about our running game. We've heard about Jaden Blue is borderline lazy and so forth by some of the talking heads. We've heard them say that our running game will be the worst in the NFL, that George Pickens' trade is not even a top 10 move this offseason, because if Mike Tomlin gets rid of you, then you must be ass. And that the Dallas Cowboys locker room will be destroyed by George Pickens. We've heard that Dak Prescott, is still not completely recovered and is not a top 10 quarterback. That guys like Justin Herbert, even though they suck ass in the playoffs, they stink, that guy, he's great. He's great. He's better than Dak, okay? Yeah, we've heard all that. On the defense, we've heard that Mozzie Smith could be traded if he doesn't, really step up and change the narrative, that Micah Parsons is overrated and not really a top 3 edge rusher. We've heard that our secondary stinks, that Diggs, of course, hasn't worked out well enough to really recover, that Deron Bland, is just a flash in the pan, that our defense can't run stop, that our coach is literally he just fell off the salad truck. That he's going to be one and done. We've already heard about possible replacements like Nick Saban. Nick Saban being a possible replacement already, that he's going to be one and done. That's all the things that we've heard. But, that's the speculation. Speculation that the Cowboys would trade for Jalen Ramsey, TJ Watt, Cooper Kupp, and all of these things, that the Dallas Cowboys are somewhere ranked around 17th or 19th in the NFL, that all of their position groups stink, and that Dak Prescott is on the hot seat. Well, now speculation is done. The only question we have is, will Micah Parsons hold in, or will he practice even though he hasn't gotten a new contract? Well, the Cowboys surprise everybody, and as soon as the press conference is over, that they have a deal for Micah. I don't know. I wish I had the answers to this. I wish I did. But here's what I do know. The Cowboys got lucky and fell into Micah Parsons. You can say what you want about his podcast. That guy's not getting in trouble for anything. His focus is winning and doing everything he can to win and promoting himself. If you're telling me that the worst thing I have to deal with is the fact that he's got a podcast, give me 11 guys on the defense that play and do as much as he does. Listen to this. Micah Parsons.
And then you're wearing the Nittany Lions too. The way that they help build you into a first-round draft pick on into the NFL. What does that program mean to you today?
Oh man, that's like my heartbeat, man. I love Coach Franklin. The guys still in that building. We still have our same strength coaches that I got to chop it up with yesterday. Just the love that's up there, man. It's a small place with just a big heart, and I really thank them a lot. I talk to Franklin all the time. Like, I'm glad. I said I had to be broke to be found, and they broke me down as a person to build me up as a better man. And sometimes in life we're reluctant to that.
Do you need that for growth?
I think you do need to be broke. I feel like in life, if you don't get broke a couple times, you didn't grow at all. If life didn't break you down, or you weren't challenged at any aspect of your life, you just took life easy, and nothing good life comes easy.
And then you're wearing the Nittany Lions too. The way that they help build you into a first-round draft pick on into the NFL. What does that program?
Think about that, y'all. What he just said. If life didn't break you down, then you're not growing. You know, it's like the old saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You see and hear his worth ethic. He's not giving you bullshit. He's telling you they don't believe in your your worth, then work harder. Everything about this guy is hard work. Hard work pays off. I'm not the brightest bulb out here. I'm a freaking idiot. I can't speak the King's English. I can't spell worth the damn. I certainly cannot pronounce names. I'm old. So doing YouTube, if you looked at things to have to do for YouTube to be successful, none of them are things that I have. Not that I'm successful in YouTube, but a few people do watch. But what I do have is I will bust my ass. I won't give up. And I do that in everything in life. And so far, for my 59 and a half years plus that I've been here, I do okay. I do okay. And for the Cowboys not to recognize what they have there with that guy, and as hard as he works, the fact that we've had all of these big tracks, you have two guys with your major contracts that have not been holdouts. Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons. Everybody else held out. Zach Martin, or held in twice to get his money. D-Law, Zeke Elliott. This guy has done everything above and beyond what you want him to do. And the time is now to go ahead and get his shit done. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We don't want any distractions. Training camp for this year is so quiet in comparison to what we've been dealing with in the past. And I'm thankful for that. I'm glad we're not talking about CeeDee Lamb's contract and the holdout. Will he show up? Or, will they get it done? Will they trade him? I don't want those kind of those things. I want to just be talking about how good somebody is actually doing in practice. Not will they actually be here for practice. This is an opportunity. And in life, you don't have very many opportunities. If you're Dak Prescott going into your 10th year, the time's getting short. You've had major injuries. And you've probably got the best receiving core collectively right now that you've had. Unfortunately, you don't have the great running game that you had. With Dak, it's either I've got a running game or I got receivers. I rarely have both. There's a lot of guys that need to turn things around. We need Jake Ferguson to be back to Jake like he was. We need Schoonmaker to end up stepping up and being at least a second-round pick and showing some potential. We need Tyler Guyton to show up and be a first-round drafted left tackle and play like one. We need Terrence Steele, a guy who got the big bag of money, to play like a guy who got a big bag of money. We need everybody singular focused on one thing, and that is winning. And I hope and pray that we get there. Now, I'm going to keep it short this morning. Actually, a little late. It's actually almost lunchtime. We have our live stream call-in show in about 5 hours. And I hope that you guys, everybody who's a channel member, I will post the link in the community tab. I hope that you guys tune in and give me your thoughts on everything that is the Dallas Cowboys. And we're going to finish this off here on what is the number for Micah Parsons. And did TJ Watt just screw us over?
This conversation was the news of T.J. Watt's extension, which made him the highest paid pass rusher in the league. The record for highest paid pass rusher salaries has gone up a lot, from $35 million to $41 million, as you see, just in a few months. And that is notable for guys like Trey Hendrickson and Micah Parsons, who are still out there looking for their own new extensions. So, Mike Tannenbaum, as Mike throws things around the studio here, what do you make of the way Jerry Jones and the Cowboys have handled the Micah situation?
I don't think they did a very good job, kind of like Brandon dropping the ball there, for a couple of reasons. When you have a great player like Micah Parsons, you want to get him signed as quickly as you possibly can. You look at the Philadelphia Eagles, and we can give you countless examples of them being proactive with their core players. Micah Parsons will be the highest paid player, non-quarterback in the NFL. That's easy. If we were having this discussion a year ago, guys, it was Nick Bosa at $34 million. At a minimum, this is $7.5 million more a year. On a 5-year deal, that's another $35 million that Micah Parsons has earned. But now you're taking away from guys that when DeMarcus Lawrence leaves or Jordan Lewis leaves, amongst others, and you're trying to catch, the Eagles or now the Commanders. It really hurts.
Okay, let's be clear here. I'm not looking at and saying, oh, my God, losing D-Law was a major problem. I think that might be a case where actually losing D-Law might end up being a good thing, because I think that there was a bad dynamic between him and Micah Parsons, the old guard, and versus the new guard, and that you needed Micah to be there to be the leader. And with D-Law that's there, sorry, I got a pain in my side that's killing me. With D-Law being there, D-Law and the Hot Boys, which I hated. I freaking hated the Hot Boys, that you're okay. And we've seen situations where we've had cornerbacks that we've let go, that got paid elsewhere, that really just didn't do much. And we always get this bomb dropped on us that we screwed up because we didn't re-sign that player. Randy Gregory, it was one that comes to mind. Go on.
Their team, the way they strategically go about signing their players, it goes back to Zeke Elliott, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott. I don't understand Dallas's approach by waiting. It just gets more expensive, and as good as they draft guys, it just hurts them and their ability to retain their good players.
Flip side is if Micah had signed last year for 35, 36 a year, he'd feel kind of silly right now, right? Looking at guys getting 40, 41. RC, I mean, when you look at the Micah situation in Dallas, do you feel the same way as Mike T, like it should have been done by now?
Hey, two things Jerry Jones ain't tripping on. Jerry Jones is like, I'm okay with my money earning interest, and I'm okay with saying I just made this dude the highest paid player at his position, because he does hold on to this money or hold on to these contracts until the last possible moment to get it done. But as we saw with Dak Prescott, he's okay with making you the highest paid quarterback. As we saw with CeeDee Lamb, he's okay with slotting you right behind Justin Jefferson with your contract. And so Micah Parsons is going to break the bank. And I agree with Mike T. It's not only about just how much more money you owe him now than you would have last year. It's about looking in that locker room and saying, we're going to make all of you fight fight tooth and nail to the end to get your deal. No matter who you are, no matter what you show us, it's going to take it to the last moment for you to actually get us to give you the money you deserve. And I think they have to get out of that mindset. Get into the mindset of if we draft you, if you produce, we take care of you and we take care of you early. I think Jerry Jones has kind of been in this spot ever since we think back to Emmitt Smith holding out 2 games to get his contract. You have to do the right thing. If you're Jerry, it saves you money, but it also sends the message in the locker room. If you ball for us, we take care of you, not when we have to, but when you want to.
RC just said something right there. You have to do the right thing. What did the Pittsburgh Steelers do? They did the right thing. We're in New York. Spike Lee made a movie about it. Jerry, you got to go watch that movie. Do the right thing. All right. I think the interesting part of this is like the message, talking about messages sent in the locker room. Like one of the messages the Cowboys players have gotten over the years is, hey, if you wait till the last minute, you're going to get all the money. Right? So that could be part of this as well. But it's just the way of thinking for the Cowboys organization, I really don't understand it. The only thing I can put behind it is that Jerry Jones loves the spotlight so much that he wants the attention no matter if it costs him millions of dollars.
But Harry, you can get that attention somewhere else. Look, I was very fortunate. I ran 2 NFL teams. I defined the job of being
Super Bowls did you win, Mike?
as the point guard of information. And I can walk into the owner and the head coach and say, if we pay player X this amount, here's what we can do and here's what we can't do. And to me, if I was working with Jerry Jones, I would tell him every day, like, look, Micah Parsons is going nowhere. He is a great young player.
Micah Parsons is going nowhere. Okay. But here's what I'll say. You know, we'll sit here and, you know, as bad as it seemed like with waiting with CeeDee Lamb, but CeeDee Lamb is at 34 right now, and we're up to $40.75 million. You know, and in another year or two, it's going to end up being that his contract is going to be team friendly. That's the way it works. See, here's the thing. I think there's perception and reality. If you were to say that the salary cap is not going to change, that it's going to stay the same, but yet the player's salary will continue to go up, yeah, then it's terrible. It's awful. But the reality is the salary cap has gone up $55 million in the last 2 years. It's gone up $90 million since 2020. And do you think that it's going to retreat? NFL is working on getting an 18th game. That is 2 more weeks of football. The salary cap will continue to explode. So, yes, the Cowboys have screwed up, you know, because they might have gotten him last year at $35 million. Okay, true. But next year, at the way this thing is going up, it's gone up $6 million in a few months. Relax. It'll get done. As long as Micah Parsons isn't holding out and, you know, where it screws our season, we'll be okay. And I think what we have is a wink-wink handshake deal, and that Micah knows he's going to get paid, and he also recognizes if he can win a Super Bowl, it doesn't matter what this contract is. That's where the real money is, immortality. All righty, good people, as always, I appreciate you all, and I got to get out of here, and I got to take me some Tylenol because this last rib is killing me. I don't know if I pulled a muscle yesterday, framing up the building or what, but damn, it's killing me. Peace.
I can't stand it anymore. I've got to get out of here. I've got to get out of here. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Stewardess, please let me handle this.
I've got to get
Calm down. Now get back to your seat. I'll take care of this. Calm down. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Doctor, you're one on the phone. Everything's going to be all right. Please.
Sister, please, I'll handle this.
Yourself.